All right, we want to get to our Simone D'Alba now. She's been in the newsroom all night monitoring updates there. Simone, any updates for us?
Yeah, guys, I've been working my sources. The news desk is hard at work trying to bring us some answers. And I did want to tell you, we just got video into our newsroom of the collision from EarthCam. And I wanted to show that to you, knowing full well how sensitive this is and how many loved people are, so worried about their loved ones at this moment. We just heard from Larry at the airport. If you watch this closely, you see the planes one of them banks down, and you see the collision. It all unfolds very, very quickly. Again, this is courtesy of EarthCam, and we know earlier today we've been seeing witnesses just speaking out, and they've been saying, look, they talked about a stream of sparks they saw after watching that plane bank right. And a lot of people saw this from the George Washington Parkway. People saw this as they were making their way home from work this evening. And again, we do have this video now just into our newsroom. I wanted to tell you that we are learning the U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter had a crew of 3. We do know that Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has said the Department of Defense is monitoring developments. He said they are poised to assist if needed. He did say prayers for all involved. Again, we are continuing to bring you this footage from Sky 9 as we can see active search and rescue operations underway. The best way to describe this is it is a frantic search for survivors. As you can imagine, we know 60 people were on board this flight. I did learn in the newsroom PSA Airlines is a regional airline subsidiary of American Airlines, and Reagan National is the crew's home base. So all the crew members, the 4 crew members who are on board this commercial airline, we do know this was their home. We know dozens of firefighters are currently engaged in diving operations, so that's what you're looking for as they're out on the water right now trying to see if there are any survivors. We did hear from Edward Kelly, the general president of the International Association of Firefighters. He was tweeting. He's saying, look, they are doing everything they can to bring survivors to safety. They are working to the bone here, working around the clock. Leslie, you talked about not only how murky the waters of the Potomac are, but how cold they are. And so your heart really goes out to hopefully the survivors who they are working around the clock to try to pull out from the water. Again, we're going to keep working our sources, but that was one of the major things we learned, that the Army Black Hawk helicopter had a crew of 3. And again, that video that we are just getting into our newsroom of the midair collision.
Yeah, so right now we know it sounds like they're searching for at least 67 people. We know that 60 passengers were on board that plane. You have 4 crew members as well, 2 pilots and 2 flight attendants, and as Simone just mentioned, 3 folks on board that Black Hawk helicopter.
So this has been going on since about 8:53 when the first calls came in about the explosion that you saw us just talking about. And we're careful as we show that video because we know about the fragility of life, and we realize that we have not seen any reports yet of any survivors. And that is not to say that there have not been any survivors, but we just don't have any reports of that. And so as we show you this video that we've been showing you for some time now, we're reminded that lives were altered catastrophically in those moments that you just saw there. And so we're going to be careful when we show this video.